Welcome to the Augmented Classroom onboarding training. You have successfully created your Augmented Classroom account and now it's time to explore it. So I hope that you're as excited as I am, and today I will be showing you on how to use Augmented Classroom and give you a little bit more information about what it is. So the main objective of this onboarding training is to talk about what, why, and how. We'll be exploring a bit what Augmented Classroom is, also what educational challenges we help teachers to solve with the solution that we provide. And we also will discuss about what augmented reality is, specifically in the application from the educational side, and what the pedagogical value is of Augmented Classroom as a solution when you can facilitate 3D learning activities for your students. Also, how to start using Augmented Classroom, what kind of functionalities and modules there are built in the solution, and also how to integrate augmented reality technology, specifically Augmented Classroom solution, into your curriculum and make it easy to present to your students. So what is Augmented Classroom? You already have the opportunity to explore a little bit in your dashboard, and you can see that Augmented Classroom is a platform that combines different aspects. The content, where you can explore pre-designed content based on different modules, also where you can create your own content, providing interactive activities for your students, and also where you can initiate collaborative activities for your students where they simultaneously come into a specific activity presented in a 3D learning environment, and then where they can perform their activities. At the same time, there is an open library of lesson plans provided for you to simplify your teaching. Also the curriculum outline to see how Augmented Classroom content can fit into your curriculum. There is also an activity log where you can see all the activities that you facilitated for your students, and you can use that statistics for your reporting. There is also an integration to your learning management system, so you can make sure that you integrate Augmented Classroom with your learning management system and you can get a one-off access to the solution. And there is an explanation about what kind of devices you can use to facilitate interactive lessons using Augmented Classroom. If you're generally interested in additional AR and VR technology, we also have a marketplace where we have partner solutions that you can explore and see if it would be a good fit for your teaching as well. The main goal of Augmented Classroom is to help you as a teacher provide engaging and immersive learning environment for your primary school students. So let's see what educational challenges Augmented Classroom helps to solve. And we've facilitated interviews with over 900 educators worldwide, talking to them about what is it that they're trying to solve. And obviously in the last 2 years, the biggest challenge was facilitating digital collaboration and really finding the technology that can help to engage and motivate students to learn. So at the same time, teachers are looking to get activities and solutions that will help them to easier present the material so students can quicker understand all the abstract concepts or the concepts that you're trying to teach. And at the same time, we see the declining students' engagement with certain activities in class and as well as their academic performance. So teachers are trying to bring technology that will help them to motivate students want to learn and also teach what they have to teach in a simplified way and in a visual way. Additionally, when we talk about using augmented reality technology or 3D learning concepts, we talk about opportunities for a teacher to facilitate more personalized and inclusive education in their class, where students at different levels and different styles of learning can actually enjoy the activity and quickly understand the material presented to them. And I have a quick question to you. Think about what educational challenge you will be trying to solve with using augmented reality technology and specifically the content of Augmented Classroom. So what is augmented reality technology? Imagine if you can bring content of the subjects you teach to life and make it engaging, interacting for students where they're fascinated, where they want to explore more, and when they can quicker understand the concept that you're trying to teach through a visual 3D learning environment. Augmented reality technology in education is not a new thing, and many people ask why we should use augmented reality in education. According to the latest statistics, if we talk about the digital transformation in the education sector, augmented and virtual reality are the technologies that are mostly projected to be integrated in the classroom in the next few years. And based on all those interviews we've conducted since 2018, we see an increasing interest from educators to want to bring this technology. Mostly in the last 2 years when there are lots of things were not possible. As you see on the picture, we used to take kids to the zoo. Now we have to bring the zoo to the classroom. And what is the best way to do it? Well, you can use the augmented reality technology and have the zoo run it in front of your students' eyes, where they can explore and look at the animals and interact with the animals. And at the same time, where they can build their own environments. The most important question comes, what is pedagogical value of bringing augmented reality and specifically augmented classroom as one of the solutions to your classroom? So think about if you can visualize the content in a 3D learning environment. It doesn't matter if you're using mobile devices or if you're using laptops, Chromebooks, or even touch boards. On every device, there is an opportunity to facilitate this visualized concept where students can interact with content or create their own content, explore content, or collaborate. At the same time, you have the opportunity using augmented reality technology to make complex concepts simple through the visualization, increase the participants' engagement, and also boost their understanding of the topic. Interestingly enough, students remember everything that has been happening in the classroom when they use augmented reality technology. And the latest statistics shows that, that through these engagements, students can bring their information retention rate up to 100% and increase their test scores by up to 33%. This is due to the opportunities of personalized, inclusive learning environments and the opportunities for equality in the classroom, where all the students, doesn't matter what their styles of learning, what their academic abilities, where they can still participate in interactive and engaging and fun activities. So now let's explore in more detail on how you can use augmented classroom and also how you can integrate that in your curriculum. Before you created your augmented classroom account, you landed on this page where you could see that augmented classroom is a multilingual solution. You can use it in multiple languages. At the same time, one of the unique competitive advantages is that students don't create their own accounts. We have complete data privacy and students join the class activities, the activities that you facilitated as a teacher through a link or a code, depending on which device they're using. Once you're logged into your augmented classroom account, you will land in the dashboard where two simple steps are presented to you. I would strongly encourage you to watch a short mini video. It gives a great clear explanation. It's just 4.5 minutes, but it will provide you an overall view on what augmented classroom is and how you can use it. But today we'll go a little bit more detail, so I'll show you what you can start with just to simplify your journey. As a second step, you have some of the examples of the content that is presented, part of the modules or applications, as we call them, that are available for you to explore and for you to facilitate interactive activities to your students. There are multiple ways on how you can start exploring augmented classroom. But of course, first of all, you need to understand what content is available and what kind of applications are there, so you can better understand where this can fit in your curriculum. So there are 6 different applications that are currently there. And once you go to augmented reality apps, you will see all of them presented. Once you click on a specific app, you will have the opportunity to see how you want to facilitate the lesson. Either you can use it through the mobile device. In this case, you have all the information here, which apps you need to download, and also if this mobile application works together with a marker, we call it a picture. For example, in this case, it's a world map, or if you want to facilitate the activities using your desktop. In this case, you launch the application in a desktop version, and then you're able to continue using that and start facilitating the interactive activities. And the software immediately asks you if you want to begin the class. If you don't want to begin the class, you can hide the panel and you can explore the content of application on your own before you start using it with your students. At the same time, as I mentioned, the solution is multilingual, so you can see in which language the content is currently available specifically for this application. Once you have a good look in terms of what content is available there, you can also go to lesson plan activities. And this will provide you an overall view in terms of how each of those applications can be integrated in the curriculum to teach a specific topic. So let's say if you would like to teach geometry, you can click on the geometry here, and then we'll have a list of suggested activity plans for you that you can either take and use, or you can just look and maybe get some other ideas on how you can facilitate the activity. All those lesson plans are provided by educators in different countries, so that's how they used augmented classroom applications and special modules in their classroom activity. So it's a great opportunity also for experience exchange. And if you feel you would like to share your activity plan with us, you're very welcome to send us the information, and we'll be glad to recognize you as the author of this plan and also add that to the library. So maybe a teacher on the other side of the world would be able to use your activity plan as well. So you can see that there is a long list of activities that are currently available. At the same time, if you need more information in regards to the topics and also how augmented classroom content can fit the curriculum, we have a curriculum outline for you. You can see that for some of the curriculums, for example, PYP, American, British, French, and Australian, we have a detailed table with how the curriculum of augmented classroom matches the standards of this specific curriculum. And then you can see that there are subjects that to be taught, also which applications that you use as part of augmented classroom, and also which topics you can teach. Furthermore, you can scroll down and you can see a little bit more information about augmented classroom framework. You can open it and read it through. At the same time, we talk quite a lot about which skills students can develop if they use augmented classroom. And you can see that this information is provided right here for you. We also quite often talk about STEM framework, and all the information is also provided for you if you start clicking at the specific part of the STEM curriculum, and the content outline for different applications is also available here. If you have any additional questions, you're always welcome to reach out to us or refer back to the user guide that I will show you in a minute. So now you have a better understanding in terms of how you can facilitate activities using the applications or modules of augmented classroom, depending on the subjects that you would like to teach. So now it's the time to see how you can use different applications. And to help you out with that, we have created a video guide, a user guide, where you can get access to all the mini videos with detailed explanation on how you can start using a specific mobile application or a web version of this module, for example, geography application or space application. And those videos there between 3 to 7 minutes will give you a more detailed information in terms of where you can start and how that works. So you're all equipped to get ready for your interactive lessons for students. A quick overview in regards to applications. So augmented classroom geography, space, and geometry, it's more focused on exploration of pre-designed content. There are also some of the activities that are integrated where you can initiate collaborative experiences, where all the students in your class join simultaneously specific activities that you assign to them when you begin the class, and then they can interact in a multi-user environment and perform different tasks. It could be an activity where they can do interactive gamification activities or individual tests, so they can work either individually or in groups. Augmented Classroom Create module or application will provide your students with an opportunity to create and co-create in teams a unique augmented reality environment. As you can see here, there are multiple people join in to collaborate in the creative environment. And Augmented Classroom Quest is an absolutely amazing app that will provide you to facilitate interactive 3D learning quizzes. And I'll give you a very quick sneak peek in terms of how they work. So if we go, for example, to Augmented Classroom Create, you can see that you can either download the application and facilitate a class through the mobile version of this application, or you can try the web-based interface, and this way you will enter the mode of 3D learning environment. Once the application is launched, you can see that you can always go back to the library of activity plans, and this will take you specifically to the activity plans related to the create mode. You can have a sneak peek, and or you can go back immediately and begin your class. In this case, you have two different ways of how students can join your activities, either through adding the code. That's if they use mobile version of the application, or you can click copy and share the link with your students. This way they can join from their desktop or their Chromebooks or laptops. To facilitate the activity, you can either prepare the activity for individual students and share a specific project to individual students, or you can share a project to a group of students, and then they can be working together collaboratively in this environment. Let's take as an example this environment, and you can see that once you launch the environment, you have the opportunity to share this project with your students. Again, you provide them either a code if they're joining from mobile devices, or copy and paste the link, and then they can join from the web-based interface on the devices like laptops, Chromebooks, or personal computers. And a simple task where they can drag and drop different objects, and you can see that they can rotate them and also build the interactive environment. At the same time, you can click on the option walk, and you can see all those wonderful 3D objects would actually be moving. And further information you can definitely get from the user guide. If we go to the Augmented Classroom Quest application, you can see that this app is possible to use only on mobile devices. You can create the quiz in the web-based interface, but to facilitate the activity, you need to be using your mobile device, and students also would have to be joining from the mobile device. And this activity would probably remind you about Pokemon Go, where students were walking around trying to search for Pokemons. In this case, this application has a little bit more academical value, because you would be creating interactive quizzes. This is an example of one of the quizzes that was created about using different kind of vehicles. You can see that you have a multi-choice question. The correct answer is marked, and then you add a 3D object to it. So when students would be walking around trying to search for the object, they would have to find a bus, an airplane, or a truck. And once they click on it, they would the quiz will pop up, and they would have to answer the questions. I'll show you in a minute how that works. At the same time, we have an open library also of public quizzes provided by different educators. So if you found a quiz in the open library that you would like to use, but you would like to use it in a different language, we have an option built in where you can, with a matter of seconds, to translate this quiz to any language. And in this case, you would have to do a little bit of adjustments for the linguistics, but you would save a lot of time for yourself to actually prepare a new quiz. So let's see, here we go. This quiz is now in Arabic available. So now let's go back for a second. And so this would be an example on how students can be working with this application. So as you can see, when students are assigned a question, they would have to log in from their mobile device to join the class. They would be looking around themselves to search for 3D objects. Once the object appears, and then they click on it, the quiz will pop up for them to perform. So imagine how different it is comparing to just using a piece of paper and a pen for tests or quizzes. As an example for today's training, I would also show you one of the last apps where your students can explore pre-designed content and also collaborate. But that means that when you start exploring, you're very welcome to explore all of them and see which one would match the best the curriculum that you're currently teaching and the subjects that you currently have. So let's take the geography as an example. Once you launch the application, you can again begin the class. The same concept would apply as we tried with the create mode. And here you have the opportunity, you can explore different type of content, zoom in, zoom out, and your students can actually navigate through different activities. You can also check between the modes, and that's how your students would be able to explore pre-designed content. By entering the full screen, this interactive experience will become even more interesting. At the same time, if you would like to facilitate team activities, you're very welcome to click Augmented Classroom at the top and begin the class, choose the content, and then the students would be able to enter simultaneously different activities where they can perform different tasks. So in more detail, you can see how to facilitate interactive activities in the user guides, and this will provide you more detailed understanding and what kind of activities you can provide to your students. When we go back to the dashboard, you can see that there is an activity log available for you to see all the lesson activities that you've assigned to your students, also how many students have joined in, their performance ratio. So this will provide you a good opportunity to see and monitor their progress and then use it for the reporting. If you just created your Augmented Classroom account, you have 14-day free trial to explore all the functionalities that are available there that I've shown you today. If you would like to continue using that, you can go to the subscription page, and there's all the information in terms of how you can continue using Augmented Classroom depending on what devices you have, depending on the number of student license you require. You either can conduct the online payments, or if you have any questions or any concerns, you're always welcome to contact us and we'll be able to provide you tailored invoice or provide you additional information on what would be the best option for your class or for your school to continue using that with your students. If you already have the paid access to the solution, and if you have any questions in regards to how to use that with your students, maybe certain aspects that need clarification, you're always welcome to request a meeting, and we'll be glad to provide the onboarding training for your teachers so you can quickly get started using Augmented Classroom and excite your students. Fantastic, well done. This was a quick overview on what Augmented Classroom is, how you can start using it quickly, and also how it can fit into your curriculum as an engaging and interactive solution to engage your students and excite them about learning. So have fun in exploring and let me know if you have any questions.